Hello, welcome to. Oh, there's a giant hole in my sweater. We love that. We're just gonna like. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. If you're back, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm new here still too, so welcome. So today we're gonna go over that third secret way that I was telling you guys about for Slipknot. I figured it out. So I'm going to show you guys that third secret way on how to do a slip knot. I'm going to show you how to count your stitches. We're going to learn single crochet today. And I'm going to tell you guys about your rows and how you turn your work. Also a turning chain. So let's get into it. We got a lot to cover. Okay, so today I'm going to show you guys how to do the slip knot first. So let's start with that secret third way of how to do your slip knot. So you're going to have your tail end on the outer part of your hand and working yarn on the front part. And just kind of put it on your hook there. And then you're going to twist your hook underneath that loop on it. So it kind of ends twisted here. And then you're just going to grab your working yarn. So you have your tail end, your working yarn. Make sure you're grabbing your working yarn string. And you're going to pull through that loop on your hook. And then you have a slip knot. So once you have your slip knot, I showed you guys in the last video how to work up your foundation chain. So just work up a foundation chain of about, let's say 10 plus 1, okay? And the plus 1 is going to count for single crochets. So I'll explain more about that in a few minutes, but first let's work up our foundation chain. 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so I worked up 11 chains for my foundation chain. The techniques we learned in the last video was how to yarn over. And this time I'm going to show you guys how to yarn over and insert into your chain. First, let me show you guys how to count your stitches so you know how to tell where you're going. So, each chain, you can see, has sort of like a top lip and a bottom lip. So, you can count each top and bottom lip together as one chain. So let's go from where we started and count our chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And now this loop on your hook, remember you'll always have one loop on your hook. That's the starting loop, right? So that's your working loop, the loop that's always going to be there. And then you have this last chain that you made. And we made an extra chain to make up for the single crochet so your work will be nice and straight on the bottom. So you're not actually going to insert into this chain here, even though it was the last chain you did. We're going to go into this chain right next to it. So again, you can identify where you're going into. You have the top lip and the bottom lip, and you're going to go between. So take your hook and just focus on moving your hook itself. Try not to move the chain to your hook, but to move the hook to the chain. And go between that top and the bottom of the first chain. So once you're in, wrap that yarn around your hook, yarn over, and then pull through just through that first one that you inserted to. So now you have 2 loops on your hook, and it should look something like this. So you can see how that's the one that you went into, and you see the yarn you pulled out of it. Now you'll have 2 chains on your hook, and you're ready to complete the second movement of your single crochet. So yarn over again, and pull through those 2 loops on your hook until you're back to 1 loop on your hook again. So that's our first single crochet. Now let's repeat that all the way until our last stitch. See how where you inserted is much bigger than your other chains? That's how you can tell where you went last, so keep that in mind. Let's move on to the next chain. Here you're going to go just under that top one, okay? So insert, then yarn over, pull through, and then you have 2 on your hook, yarn over, and pull through those 2. That's your second single crochet. See how your first one that you did closed right up, and then the second one that you do creates another large gap so you can see where you went? Now just keep going down and repeating that same motion. Okay, great. So now that you've completed that last single crochet, you have your first row of single crochets. Nice job. If you got up to here, you're doing great. Now we're working in the straight, so we call these rows. So now, once you get to the end of your row, and we're wondering where to go next, we're going to do what's called a turning chain. So a turning chain will vary in the number of how many chains, depending on the stitch that you're doing. So single crochet has a turning chain of 1. So what you're going to do is where you ended off on your last stitch, you'll still have your working loop on your hook. You're going to yarn over and just pull through the loop on your hook. Kind of how you made your foundation chain. Yarn over, pull through. You're just going to create 1 chain at the end here. So this is how your work would be, just with your hook inside this loop here. And then you're going to flip your work this way. So your tail end is now on this side. You're starting again with your starting loop on your right or left. If you're a lefty, you may be working opposite. So I just want you to turn your work and you'll be able to see it kind of from the top. And then you see how earlier in the video I was describing how you have your top and your bottom lip in crochet? You see how you have 2 and you can count your chains all the way across. And we're going to insert underneath these 2 here. So you can see my nail kind of poking through there. You want to go underneath these 2 here. You're going to insert your hook into your first chain of the row. So your first single crochet. You see how I'm underneath both of those loops. And in the first space here, yarn over, pull underneath the single crochet until you have 2 on your hook. Now pull the last 2 loops on your hook. And now you have your first single crochet of your second row. Beautiful. Now, just repeat that until the end. Start there, yarn over, go 2. Okay, so when you get to the end, you're going to have that chain 1 that you did last time, okay? So you'll see you have that chain space here. You're going to go into the last, between these last 2 loops on your chain at the end for that last one. Now this could be a little hard to get through that last chain, but once your work starts getting bigger, it gets a little bit easier. So that's your second row of single crochet. And now what you'll do is you'll just repeat chaining 1. If I can do it. Yes, there we go. So you'll just repeat your chain 1 and then flipping your work. And then single crocheting into each stitch across. That's it for today. So once you have your sample of single crochet and you feel comfortable with single crochets, come back next time and I'll show you guys how to do another stitch and we can keep progressing in these crochet lessons.
Let's go! Did you really watch the whole video? Oh my god, thank you. Stop! Thank you, I'm blushing! Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you found this video helpful. I hope that you guys are finding these videos helpful so far. This is only my second video up, but I can't wait to post more videos like this because I just love teaching people how to crochet. It's just so fun. It's so much easier than you guys think. And if there's anything I can do that makes it easier to follow along, please let me know in the comments. So thank you so much to everybody who subscribed so far. Please leave a like or leave a subscribe, share, comment, whatever you want to do. If you feel drawn to do it, please do. Thanks for tuning in to Fake Crochet. Have a good day. Oh, that rhymes!